Hello, Jim here with Lantern Resources Group. We are the insurance agent's agent. I applaud you for taking the first step in creating a robust, comprehensive digital marketing presence. The Snapshot Report is an amazing tool that will give you great insight on what you're doing well and what you may need to improve upon. We look at you and see where you are digitally in comparison to a few of your competitors. The key to the Snapshot Report is that we look at your prospect's journey from becoming aware of your service to becoming a client and everything that should happen digitally before and after. You want to make it as easy as possible for the prospect to find you, trust you, and eventually decide to work with you. Prospects can do so much online now. You want to make sure that what they see is accurate and puts the spotlight on why they should work with you. Did you get that? Puts the spotlight, lantern. Well, anyway, before we really get started, let's take a step back. Once a prospect decides that they need an insurance product or service that you offer, they're either going to look for someone like you, or somewhere along their journey, they heard your name or your agency's name. They may go into Google and type in something like auto insurance, Columbus, Ohio, life insurance, Boise, Idaho, or possibly Medicare insurance, Bakersfield, California. Do you get where I'm going here? They need something you offer, but don't know you yet. The second way that they find you is by typing in a search engine like Google. They may type in ABC Insurance Agency in Smithfield, Rhode Island, and see what comes up. Google is the gorilla in the room. 90% of people use Google when they're searching for something online. These are the two main paths that a prospect will utilize online to get to you. Therefore, we need to make sure you're on the first page of Google or any other search engine, and what they see is absolutely awesome. So with that said, let's jump into the report. The first part of the Snapshot Report has to do with your website. It comes in two different sections. The first is mobile. Probably about 3 or 4 years ago, we found thousands and thousands of websites for businesses that were not mobile friendly. It was also a few years ago that Google unleashed what we call MobileGet, where they basically said, if you don't have a mobile-friendly website, we're going to de-index you from any of the tactics that you're using to improve your SEO. We'll get into SEO in a little bit. So this is the first thing that we want to evaluate. Not only do we want to see if your business has a mobile-friendly website, but do they have one that is fast? If a consumer is not able to find what they're looking for on your website within 4 seconds, they're 5 times more likely to shop with a competitor. And that's compelling data as to why you need to have a fast mobile website. What a Snapshot Report does is to grade the speed of the website. The grading that we're using is Google's algorithms for a website. Next up is the desktop version of the website. Again, we use the same Google algorithms for grading. And the final part of the grading for the website is homepage content. Homepage content is vitally important for maximizing search engine optimization. There's those words again, but it has to be done properly. What a Snapshot Report does is check some of the key components of homepage optimization. One last thing to touch on with the website is videos. Videos are critical when it comes to homepage, but they have to be rendered properly to deliver a quick website experience on both mobile as well as desktop. I'll let you know that sometimes an insurance agent will say that there's a phone number or something else on my website. Sometimes they're actually looking at it and the Snapshot Report says that it's not there. What we're looking for is text. You may have it on there, but it might be superimposed over a photo and then saved as a JPEG or something like that. In this instance, Google is seeing an image and not the information from a text, and that would hurt your SEO. The second part of the report is listings. Listings looks at your information and the total listings that are found online for you. We provide an accuracy score on how well people can find you. We also compare you to your competition. And we finally look at where your business is found on social sites. If they can't find you, they can't work with you. The next section is reviews. Reviews is a look at how people think you're doing. A review can be a score between 1 and 5 stars, or they may write something about you. In regard to the stars, it's very black and white. 4 or 5 stars is very good, and 1, 2, or 3 stars is very bad. Studies have found that if we can take a 3 or 3.5 star review and bring it up to a 4, it can increase revenue by approximately 15%. Think about that. We look at 4 main areas for reviews. We look at the number of reviews found. We look at the number of reviews found over the last 6 months. We look at the average review score. And finally, the number of review sources. The first step is having them find you. The next step is having them trust you. And that happens with clients leaving positive reviews. As you see at the bottom, the next section that we're going to dig into is one of the most important pieces of the customer journey. In today's environment, it is so important to be found on social media and be interacting on those various social platforms. We found that so many business owners wonder if what they post on social media even matters. We see when an insurance agency is doing social media the right way, likes will improve and more people that are in your customer base will leave good reviews. The important question that we look to answer is, do your customers like you? And if so, is it reflected online? Next section we're going to evaluate is advertising. This is what you address last, as you need the framework completed before you get to advertising. We evaluate first whether you're using Google's ad network. We also recommend keywords if you decide to utilize an ad campaign. We then talk about clicks and the cost of each click. If you're not familiar with this, don't worry, we can talk more about it later. We then look at which keywords are getting the most clicks from which business. Again, we can address later. But the final part of advertising we look at is what's called retargeting. This has happened to all of us. We go online and look at a website. We then go somewhere else online, and that very business we were just looking at shows up in an ad. That is called retargeting. It's a very powerful way to take people who have visited your website and remind them to come back to your business. It is a tactic that really should be added to any ad campaign. We're almost done. The last section that we look at is local SEO, or search engine optimization. The first thing we do is take a look at your website and grade it against the top 50 results for any of the organic keywords that we are tracking for your business. Without these keywords, potential customers won't be able to find your site. We then show how your business compares against some of your competition. Then how those keywords are ranking against your competition. The key is to make sure that your agency is ranked very high for the most important keywords. SEO, or search engine optimization, is the end goal, but you cannot have successful SEO unless you do everything else successfully. I want to leave you with a few final thoughts. The Snapshot report, as I said, is an amazing tool. It evaluates your digital presence and compares it to your competitors. Remember, the Snapshot report is just that. It is a picture of your business at this exact time. Your digital presence can change quickly with the right tools and guidance. At the beginning of this video, we talked about your prospect's journey, how they needed to be able to find you, trust you, and like you before they become clients. Hopefully, we were able to educate you a bit on the situation, especially your situation, and show you how you can improve upon that presence. A small to mid-sized business can improve their revenue by 250 to 350% by adopting a robust digital marketing strategy. Think about your own current revenue. What if you doubled or even tripled it? Is that possibly worth having a conversation about how we can work together? If so, feel free to reach out to us. We have solutions that do not cost anything, all the way up to thousands of dollars per month. It all comes down to how much time versus money you're willing to put in. If you have the time and expertise, you can use our tools to improve your digital presence. If you don't have the expertise or would rather invest the money instead of the time, we can come up with a plan that is both affordable and effective in helping you reach your goals. Feel free to reach out to us at Lantern Resources Group about your next step. Thanks a lot and have a great day.